Greetings. The video you're about to watch is not a lore video. So no, this video isn't in the wrong folder, and is labeled correct. This video has nothing to do with PenguinCraft or Infinite lore at all. Warning. This video contains some explicit language and shouting angrily, as well as covering some heavy topics, however does so vague. If that changes your mind about wanting to watch this video, then that is fine. I just thought I would let you know ahead of time. Because despite this being a very different video from how you're used to seeing me, this is a video I feel the need to make to help myself figure out how I feel. If you are still here, then let's begin. InfiniteSMP Season 2, Episode 9, Note to Self.
10th End. To the Jester. 9th End. To the one of beautiful colors. 8th End. To the woman of the deep forest. 7th End. To the king of stony cliffs. 6th End. To the goddess of creation. 5th End. To the fool of porcelain kind. 4th End. To the man of the fake smile. 3rd End. To the sage of ice descent. 2nd End. To the world's enemy. 1st End. To the first Earth King. All 10 of you have turned me into a better person by challenging my integrity, and turning me into someone who still feels the pain that comes with the imaginary crown that lays atop my head. It is all of you that have managed to turn me into a crow, an omen that comes with feeling. And while the thought of any of you is enough to bring tears to my eyes, especially you, 7th End, it is those tears that make me stronger. And with every waking day, as I let the pain absorb me whole, I remember, I'm me. Someone who clings to power because they're a coward, afraid to die, but all the same, someone who tries to use their crown for good. There is a burden that comes with this crown, but it is my job to carry it, and that is what I've done. Well, today's the day. I should be arriving soon. Should I take down this tube? I don't want it to get damaged when the clock strikes negative infinity. Hey, what the hell? Why is the head in the tube speaking? It's complicated. Anyway, I sense you've been hiding some pretty negative emotions within your heart. What makes you say that? It's a long story. Speaking of which, would you like to listen to it? Sure. I'm not really doing anything right now. Sounds good. Here, place your hand on my head. Okay, so, who the hell are you? So, how should I put this? I'm you. What? I know. Sounds weird, but I bet you're happy to see me. But not really. This is just weird and is making me uncomfortable. Anyway, if you're me, say something I would know about. Okay. Your dream apartment is on a private island? What? Shit, I guess you're right. Again, I'm you. Obviously, I know. Okay. So if you're me, I have a question. Did it ever get better? I have no right to answer that question. What? What are you talking about? I've abandoned my ability to rule. After something like that, I've been starting to question myself. I don't know what I'm capable of anymore. So instead, I just mind my own business by the coast. And if someone stumps by, then that's my happiness for the week. So you're telling me that after all of that, I'm still losing? I wouldn't call it losing, but you might think of it like that until you get to where I am. I call it a step forward. You lost 3 people you cared about in an attempt to make the lives of the people around you better, and you call that a step forward? What are you? I'm what you've always wanted. Someone who will begin the creation of paradise. What's the point in starting now? You're most certainly not in the right mindset to do anything regarding paradise if you call losing 3 people you cared about due to dumbass decisions a step forward. Yeah, but I've learned to accept my losses. I've used the fear as a motivator, just like always. And again, it doesn't feel great, but if I don't push myself in a state of mental torture, you know I won't get anything done. Think about it this way. I want you to think about this with me. Given the decision you came to, what was going on in your life at the time? Talk with me. Well, for starters, for the past 10 months, it's been thing after thing I don't know how to deal with, and I still have conflicting thoughts about whether or not my decisions were right or wrong to this day. I could be living a way happier life right now, and the only reason I rue the day I was ever born is because I'm not fit for the position I've forced myself to be into, for the sake of my sanity. Being a year past the Labor Day incident at Foundation Row, I don't know how I feel regarding my own actions. I went from blaming one person to an entirely different one, not to mention how brutal I was to the people that had ruined things for others. Then immediately after, proceeded to mend my broken relations with someone who is now infamous for being a villain. Then, not too long after, I had been torn in half by those close to me, and I decided that I'm willing to mentally tear down anyone if it means that at the end of the day, my younger siblings are safe and happy. Even if it means redirecting everyone's anger onto myself for the sake of healing their relations with one another. I still don't regret it. Then, once again, the community was torn apart. 2 people I had held dear, some of the greatest people I had ever met, had begun a war of hatred, deceit, and lies, all in an attempt to get me to believe one of them was an amazing person, and the other a horrible monster. And I fell for it. Then for months on end, I would slowly but surely lose my way. I would act off emotion rather than thought, and when I actually was using thought, I managed to convince myself I was taking too long every single time. And the one time someone needed me, I couldn't do anything. And slowly but surely, people from all different sides of the community would crawl their way under my skin with their departure letters and forced exits. And even when others around me said I did something right, I convinced myself that I did something wrong and that I should be ashamed of myself. I have such loving friends and family, but I can't help but feel like a sack of worthless shit all the time as the sins of these past 10 months crawl at my back. Whether people see me as right or wrong doesn't matter to me at all, because I couldn't care less about what they think. My brain believes one thing only, and that's that I don't deserve anything. Everything bad that happens to me is deserved, and that everything good that happens to me shouldn't be happening. So, yeah. In conclusion, life's been pretty shit. But I've endured it all because I don't know how to say how I feel. And when I do want to share, I manage to convince myself that I'm always wrong. Very interesting. But listen to me. People fund me, and by extension you, for our ability to create and inspire. So if they want to stay, then they can stay. If someone has a problem with you, in your own space no less, then just tell them to leave. What they say about you isn't wrong, and you, and therefore technically I, have our flaws, but the difference between us is that you're still scared that what you do will cause more damage. The damage was dealt. And now all you need to do is show that you can accept your mistakes and that you don't hate yourself. Why would I do that?
Excuse me?
You know what I'm talking about. I do hate myself. And how the hell am I gonna change that? How does one fix himself in such a short period of time? It just doesn't happen.
Please, calm yourself.
Calm myself? Yeah, I think that what you did was pretty messed up. But you're even more messed up if you think that that's okay. You threw someone out like trash. And then you just, when you lose people around you, you're just okay with that?
What else could I do? When your mental survival's on the line, there isn't really any other option. You either mentally destroy yourself and tell yourself that everything was your fault, or you just apologize and let go, which is what I did. And it made me see where credit was due.
You deserve no credit. You made some of the worst decisions possible. And you to the bare minimum and expect everyone to be happy with you. You don't change it all.
Well, was the crown on your head given to you because of your ability to rule?
What?
You weren't given that crown because you're a good leader. You were given that crown by yourself because you had plans for if you were in charge. And while some of those goals were selfish and others selfless, you continue to be you. Not because of a lack of people telling you to change, but because that's what people like about you. You're you. The only difference now is that they know how you feel, and they understand the burden that comes with a crown on your head. You didn't want any of this to happen, and your anxiety and hatred for those who do bad things got the best of you. No big deal. Learn what you can do better and apply it to the next situation. Preferably there isn't one, but in case there is, that's what you need to do.
And what made you go this route anyway? You continue to be yourself despite opposition. Despite the obvious truth in front of you that you're the problem. You go the way that opposition wants the least. Why?
Because even if I've come to terms with the fact that when it comes to problems and unseen responsibilities I have to deal with, I know that deep down I can give myself mercy just like I do with everyone else, and very few people would have a problem with something like that. If people hate you, then say thank you to them. They're a trial for you to overcome how life works. You don't have to play the game by their rules, and trying to dictate someone's life by a set of rules that they made up is pointless bullshit anyway. Because most of the time, unless it's not that serious, people are just gonna look at them like they're the asshole. So don't even sweat it.
I know. But still, you think that just because people look up to you that you're some kind of good guy? I know myself better than anyone. And I know that I certainly will never see myself in a positive light.
So, what I mean to tell you from all this is that you should just trust in the people who believe in you. Friends are there to help you when you mess up and sway you back onto the right path. Your friends and family can be the love that you never gave yourself. So if you have any confidence in yourself, even if just a little, then stand on whatever decision you need to. Even if you make a poor decision, there's always something better around the corner. And besides, even if you do hate yourself, others care about you. And I know how much you love disappointing other people.
Yeah, I hate how much you sound right.
But, at least unlike some others, what I'm telling you is actually right.
Either way, knowing me, the path to healing will probably be slow and full of tears. But I'm willing to at least try, though.
You learn quickly. Guess I should have expected that. After all, you're me.
Maybe I'll keep this here. And hopefully, whatever version of me I just saw is the one I can become one day. But I can't do that just yet. There's one last thing that needs to be done first.